People going crazy think they found a code word for human meat? Wait, what?
Hope you are feeling better. Did we analyze the jerky? Why didn't we get jerky this week? I also added more to the jerky and ginger lemongrass. Thank you so much. Super cool. Beef jerky, delicious. Jojo is here and we'll walk the jerky over to Jeffrey. We'll walk the jerky over to Jeffrey.
Why would jerky walk around? Why would it do that?
Delicious lunch, beef jerky. Steve and I are very grateful above all for your friendship. Some of these emails are so wholesome, aren't they? It's too bad they eat kids. A small insulated bag would be fine. I don't remember checking it. No need for crazy amounts of ice. One should do. There is one bag of beef jerky in the fridge. Please get it. Also, Blank has more at her place. Please get it from her as well. I suppose it needs to be in a cold, insulated bag. Just wanted to touch base about jerky. J.E. said he was going to start eating regular food again, so he might be eating less jerky. He said he has 6 bags of it in a downstairs freezer. Why would you freeze jerky? Steve needs a 6 to 8 ounce portion of jerky. I gave you all the jerky we had, and it lasted only half the amount of time it was meant to. I felt like it was more important for you to have the jerky to eat during my time off. My plan is to make a batch before I leave for LSJ, and some of that will go to Steve, and the rest will go to you at LSJ when I arrive. Little St. James Island. That's what LSJ must mean. So logically, that means that they were doing this off of the island. Steve Hansen is sending jerky to your attention overnight. I believe it should be enough to get him through. Jeffrey Epstein is asking to bring him more jerky. I'm flying in on Friday. I will bring jerky. Is there a time I could come say hi and drop off the beef jerky? And that's from Jeffrey Epstein. Francis has time to come tomorrow. Show me how to make it. Jerky class anyone. He will bring you to taste his new jerky recipe from the restaurant. He sends a warm hello. He's working at a restaurant called guys, the restaurant's called Cannibal and Cook.
It's a high to be a PDF file. It is a high to do stuff you ain't supposed to do. It gives people a high to just do bad things, smoke with cigarettes, and to get away with it, you know. So it's just like, it's different when you got money. But here's a movie called The Menu, and it just gives a little glimpse of, I guess, the creativity of what they like to do, dealing with this epilepsy stuff. And it's not really on that type stuff, but it's different. It's another different chef movie that's similar to another movie that I'm going to reference. I've seen both of these movies a while ago, but y'all check it out. Let me know what y'all think. They always put it in the movies. It's always in the movies. Why? Well, I have a theory. The boogeyman wants to be entertained. They gotta watch movies too. Like, come on. I went on the Pacer or whatever the hell, do some research. I wanted to check out a couple pictures that's going viral. It's just like, you guys are really out here really depicting this next movie that I'm gonna show y'all, that I seen a few years ago. But like, really, meat jerky, guys? Like human jerky? Like, come on, gang. Like, that's not right. Ain't no way y'all could pay me to get prion disease. I don't care how much money I got. Why? It's just like human meat. I get it. You know, you have a lot of sex and then you gotta venture off into other sex. So it's just same with the meat, right? You had all the kind of meats you could ever have. Now you want human meat. I get it. Speaking of jerky, if y'all haven't seen this movie yet, y'all gotta check it out. I seen it a couple years ago. Now that's going viral, but it's just like blink twice. It's when you got money, you can buy people. You can, like, one of the scariest things. It's crazy. But this movie is the truer side of the unseen world on the big screen.
Did Jeffrey Epstein and his friends consume human meat? Did they eat babies? Well, I have some shocking new things to show you. First of all is this email exchange sent in July of 2009. I do not know who this was sent to and who Jeffrey was talking to, but as you can see, somebody at the bottom writes Jeffrey and says, LOL, I don't know if cream cheese and baby are on the same level. And then they talk about a schedule and a fuel explosion. I don't know what that even means. But yeah, disturbing. I don't know if cream cheese and baby are on the same level. I mean, babies are babies. Cream cheese is a food that you eat, obviously. And then above that, Epstein writes back, there are millions of babies, very little good vegetable cream cheese. So you can make of that what you will, but to me it really seems like they're discussing eating babies. I mean, I don't really know what to make of that. There's also a lot of what seems to be coded speak in the Epstein files dealing with muffins. For example, here's one email found in the files that says, "Hey Lynn, can you please make sure I have some muffin batter and baked muffins to take with us tomorrow to the ranch? Thanks." Then here's another email. "T passed on your rude Easter creature movie. Thought you might like Nutty. I doubt he is up to your normal muffin standard. Hope to see you soon." Whatever that means. Here's another one you can pause to read if you'd like. The other thing he would like to change is the size of his muffins. "Could you please bake the muffins for Mr. Epstein, make them smaller in size? Your muffin proportions are good. However, they should have no brown sugar on the top." Then again, "Woohoo, I'm so happy for you. Gobble down a muffin, take a nice long shower, and crawl into bed." Just such a strange email. And this one's pretty bizarre. "Hi Sonam, Jeffrey might come back to New York, June, yada yada. I think we should get the muffin ingredients on the airplane this Friday, June 8th, just in case. Do any of the ingredients expire quickly or will all be okay until June 20th? Then in response, there's nothing that will expire quickly and all the ingredients will be ready by tomorrow and will get in airplane this Friday. Then super, thank you." So what the hell kind of muffin are they talking about here? What kind of muffin do you have to fly in ingredients for from God knows where? What type of ingredients get into an airplane? What's up with all of the speak of muffin? There's tons of mentions of pizza, tons of mentions of muffins in these emails. And to me and many others online, this looks to be code speak. Obviously, I don't think they're talking about actual muffin ingredients here, unless there's some super bougie, incredibly sensitive muffin that only the super elite uber rich know about and eat on a regular basis. And yeah, it goes back to messages like this: millions of babies, very little good vegetable cream cheese. And it really makes you wonder what all these people were eating when they were hanging out with Epstein and his gang of ghouls.
Now, I did some research on prion disease. I know about prion disease, but I did a little research for y'all. And it's on a rise since 1990, but it's been on an uphill uptick. And it's just like, are the rich people not suffering from this? Why are they not dying off? It seems like the average person is dying from prion disease more so than epilepsy. And it's like, I don't think the average person is eating meat unless we are being fed meat. Now, you know, hot dogs and everything can be made from an assortment of all different kind of meats, and they can just throw in the insides and other parts of the body that might be infected or affected with shit. When I used to work, being a cleaner, I would clean the grills and I would constantly smell feces as I'm cleaning the grills, and it was for pork, and I would just be so curious as to why the pork rack smelled like manure. And this is where they grill meats at, and yeah, that's what we see. That's what I came up with.
Here's some major news that was kind of buried by the mainstream media. The world's first 3D printed neural tissue grows and functions like a human brain. Think about that. 3D printed artificial tissue that grows, but it's brain tissue. The article states that researchers have created the first functional 3D printed brain tissue at the University of Wisconsin-Madison. They're saying it would help with Alzheimer's, dementia, and other things. They also said it could change the way that people look at stem cell biology, neuroscience, and other studies of the brain. Now, this all seems great, but I got to thinking about this. What if someone takes that 3D printed brain tissue and adds it to one of the AI robots that are going to come out in the next couple of years. Has this already been predicted by a science fiction TV show?
Conspiracy theorists were right again. Have you guys seen what's going on in Oxford right now in the UK? They just set up their little 15-minute city, and they are now charging people for leaving the city. You get 100 free days. They call it a free day. You get a free pass to leave the 15-minute city. And if you exceed your 100 free days, you have to pay the US dollar equivalent of $93 per day. And if you live outside of the 15-minute city and you want to travel into the 15-minute city, you get 25 free passes, free movement. Oh, the government's giving you free movement capability. You get 25 free passes. And if you exceed those 25 days, it's $93 a day. And how are they tracking all this? Oh, there's not a man at the gate. They're not writing up tickets or having police officers set out. Oh no, they are monitoring you with digital AI surveillance and cameras. And then they're automatically finding you. This is why we have to be against the flock cameras in the United States. They're not just speed trap cameras. This is why we have to be against the Palantir whole of government database. This is why we have to stand up and raise awareness and bring attention to these matters instead of arguing with each other and NPCs on the internet over left versus right issues or my side, your side. They are keeping us artificially divided because they're setting up this infrastructure in the United States right now. Divide and conquer. We are in the division part of the divide and conquer agenda. Conquer is next. You think it's bad now? Wait till you have to pay $100 a day to leave your 15-minute city.
Yeah, I looked up these smart cities and I heard about them for some time. And I guess they actually got a couple places in the USA where they're active and thriving. And that's cool to know. And if, that's what she's referencing sounds like it's in another country, and if America follows suit and it helps the death and killing rate, that would be awesome. But whatever's beneficial to the planet and to the people, I'm for. But if it's face biometrics and all that, I mean, we don't really need that because we didn't use that for back in the day. So I don't think that it's going to help out now. But what do I know?
As they call it. And then she tested all the other materials and found that polyester, which is what everybody's yoga and athletic clothing, gym clothes, all their other clothes are made of, which is chemically processed plastic that's made from oil, had the same frequency as death. That means the clothes that people are wearing to be healthy, working out in, are literally giving off the same feeling as somebody dying, which blows my mind. It's like every time I hear these type of things, I'm like, all right, I'm doing the right thing, designing natural versions of these clothes, these yoga outfits, like linen wool, highest frequency. It was like 500 hertz. And I believe the polyester was like 27 hertz or something like that. Just a very low vibration.
Now, this is a fact. I have actual scientist friends who tell me they only wear a wool inexpensive brand, some expensive brand, not all. But they wear only exclusively some expensive brands because they use high-end quality fabrics, linen, etc. So it's just like we all should do the same. I like to wear 100% cotton, wool, satin, all the natural linens.
So the United States distanced themselves and pulled themselves out of the World Health Organization. And in that time, all of a sudden, scientists from countries all over the world are announcing that they've found cures for cancer, Alzheimer's, HPV. Japanese scientists have used regenerative medicine to restore motor function in paralyzed patients. In China, scientists reversed Alzheimer's in mice, and I saw follow-up news saying that for the first time in 100 years, Alzheimer's may now be reversible because of this progress in science. In Vietnam, doctors use stem cells to cure leukemia. Brazilian researchers discover an earwax test that may be able to detect cancer before tumors form in your body. A team of Korean scientists reversed colon cancer. Mexican scientists successfully eliminated HPV. Doctors in Cuba developed a lung cancer vaccine. And Russia announced that its new cancer vaccine showed 100% success in clinical trials and is now ready for clinical use. And honestly, more power to these scientists. But isn't that something? Isn't it weird? It's almost like the country that loves running people into medical debt because they see healthcare as a business and not a human right, didn't want some of the most expensive diseases on the market to be treatable. Interesting how that worked out.
Now, y'all know I have to look up everything on here for y'all's purposes. And I looked up to see what's the reasons why America will pull out of the World Health Organization. And here are a few reasons why they pulled out. Funding, debt dispute, no help with COVID, global health security, data loss access, policy shifts. It's just like, I don't think those are good reasons to pull your hand out of something so great and helpful. But what do I know?
I'm going through this book with beautiful designs on the side. It's from the 1800s. It's falling apart. They don't make them anymore. Listen to what it says about nursing and breastfeeding mothers. This is absolutely shocking. And, well, we're going to get into it. There are some precautions that you should take while nursing your baby. You may eat any simple and digestible food, but do not eat pickles nor very sour fruits, which are apt to give the baby colic. You should avoid, listen to this, this is the crazy part. You should avoid all excitement and not allow yourself to give way to anger. Listen. If by any unfortunate occurrence you should be greatly excited or frightened or angry, do not nurse your baby directly after. Draw off the milk then in the breast and wait for fresh to come in before giving it to the baby. There is something in strong excitement, particularly of terror or grief, which at least in some women rather, makes the milk poisonous.
Yeah, colostrum is definitely integral for the first part of the birth and in general, but that whole process is magical and should be treated with care. In some cultures, the men aren't around for months as the women are pregnant. So, you know, it's different all over the world, but it's definitely a thing. The colostrum being affected by emotions, definitely. But I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one. Que tenga un buen día.